Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about my top 10 beauty brands and the top product in each of those brands. If you're interested in seeing what my ultimate favorites are of my top 10 favorite beauty brands, keep watching. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on my video. It's so nice to see you again. It's actually been so much fun, like seeing everybody every single day. It's been a blast, so I hope you've been enjoying. Today we are going to talk, like I said, about my top favorite beauty brands, and I'm going to show you what my top product of each brand is. All the products that are my favorites will be listed in the description box below. Some of those links are affiliates, so if you click on them, free to use, safe to use, but they do pay me a small commission for it. Thanks for supporting my channel. Seriously, nobody told me that my hair looked crazy? Okay, moving on. Today's video is also special because I'm collabing with my very, very good friend, YouTube bestie turned real life bestie, Dr. Ash and her makeup. We thought that it would be fun if we told you what our favorite brands are and then gave you that one item that if you were looking at the brand, you should start with because it is that good. So Dr. Ash and her makeup, she loves eyeshadow. Eyeshadow is her jam. She also likes to dance in her chair. She's just a really fun girl. I love her. We found her through a Pat McGrath palette review of some sort, and she's just amazing. She's so smart and she's so sweet, and it's like she's not overly indulgent sweet. She's so real, but she's the one that when you're in trouble, you call her, she's there. So anyway, I can't say enough good things about my friend Ash. I love her so much. She's always been so supportive to me and just a true friend. Why am I getting emotional? Anyway, so go check out Dr. Ash and her makeup if you haven't yet. She's a good time. Her video and her channel will be listed down below in the description box. Let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so today's video was so easy to prep for you. Anytime that I bring you like my top products in something, my favorites in something, it should be that product that you can very easily, actually should be sitting on your vanity that you could just pull out very quickly because it's your favorite. You already know it. A lot of these products I'm actually using on a daily basis, so that's another sure sign that it's one of my favorites. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Don't forget to like the video, make sure and subscribe if you haven't, and check me out on Instagram. Okay, so the first one, let's just start with Hourglass. Hourglass is a favorite brand of mine. Hourglass is also a brand that I kind of took a break from because I was so annoyed with them. I just hated how they were being kind of sketch, their shade inclusion, all of that was just something I wasn't vibing with, but it is one of the brands that I first, when I started on beauty YouTube and that rabbit hole, invested in because I'd heard so many good things from creators. So I've tried everything for the most part that they have. I like everything generally. Their ambient light powders are some of my favorite. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful brand. They do things so well, but I didn't really like their complexion. And then this year or late last year, they came out with their Vanish Airbrush Primer. Not a surprise to you guys if you've been watching because you know this is one of my holy grail primers. It is a smoothing primer and it says it's an airbrush primer, but that's what I feel like. It just smooths everything out. I do have oily skin and it doesn't make me oilier. I feel like it kind of controls my oils a little bit, but it's not mattifying. It doesn't claim to be, but this is my top product from that brand. And I will say the Hourglass foundation, really nice, but it's a little heavier of a coverage than what I like. Their powders are so good. I did have a video earlier on the holiday release of the face palettes. Everything's lovely. This is my top product with that brand. The next brand that was just like so easy, I just went and I already knew we're going to talk about Chanel. And with Chanel, I mean, I do like their eyeshadows quite a bit. I like their mascara. Their lipsticks are very beautiful, but I don't know. Number one product, number one day Chanel foundation. It released earlier this year, like first few days of January, and it is the most beautiful foundation. I have a lot of foundation. This thing's almost halfway because I use it so much. During the winter when it's colder and drier, I do use it on its own, but during the summer and all throughout the year, I've been using it as a mix-in foundation, you guys, because it's one of those things that like even if a foundation sucks or doesn't work well with you, you mix a little bit of this in and instantly it just elevates that foundation. So I know that it's kind of stupid to be using a $70 foundation as a mix-in, but that's how good it is. It makes everything better. It's beautiful on its own. Your face will look gorgeous. If you have dry or normal skin, you can use this all year long. For me, I have oily skin, so I mix this with a mattifying foundation normally during the summer. But you know, during the season like right now, I can use it on its own and it's so beautiful. I'm not wearing it today, but it's so pretty. My top foundation of this year, my top product of this brand. Next one is also not going to shock you. We're going to talk about Dior Beauty. What do you think it is? What do you think it is? Duh. It's my powder, no powder. I would have said long ago, like the foundation, the Backstage foundation is a holy grail for me. The concealer is a beautiful concealer, the Skin Correct. And that's, you know, definitely still the truth. A lot of their complexion is just perfect for me. It works for me. I like their eyeshadow. I like their lip oils. I like everything. Lip oil was like a very close second, but this is just something I use every single day. And just like I said about the Chanel, like it makes everything better. This powder, even if you're testing new foundation or wearing a foundation that you're just not sure about, you set your face with this and it makes everything instantly better. Anything and everything will look better, more blurred with this. It's like a crazy baked gelée formula that sometimes makes you feel like you're not really putting anything on, but I've got a good dent in it. I got it in April of this year, and yeah. It is so beautiful, finely milled. It's very thin. So with my oily skin, that's important because I don't want things to look cakey or makeup-y, but it is beautiful. I say this all the time, but I like to share because I love it so much that I actually bought 6N. So I'm in the shade 3N for complexion, but then 6N, which is quite a bit deeper. I like to set my cream bronzer with the 6N because again, it looks just like skin. I mean, it is just incredible. I got it at Sephora, but they don't carry it anymore. And I've been checking back because for a while they wouldn't carry it and then a month later they would, but I haven't seen it there at all. I haven't seen it at other retailers either, except for the Dior site. So I pray to God they're not getting ready to act stupid and discontinue this because I would lose my mind. Thinking about that, maybe I should go restock just in case because I would die without this powder. It's so good. Next brand is Pat McGrath, the mother. She had to be a part of the conversation, obviously. And the way that I was introduced to the brand was through eyeshadow. You know, I bought Divine Rose 1 and 2, and it is amazing eyeshadow. I love it. I have all my mothership palettes there. It is a staple in my home and in my collection, but honestly, this is going to be kind of boring. My favorite top product from Pat McGrath is her under eye powder. There is nothing better, you guys. There's a very close dupe from the brand Essence that can be found at Ulta, but there's nothing better. And I've showed you guys this over and over. I hit pan pretty badly here. I do have a backup because it's so pretty. This one's in the shade yellow. I originally bought, the first one that I bought was in the shade medium, which should work for me, but I like it in yellow better. It's not so brightening that it looks crazy. It's under my eyes now, but it's so blurring. It's so beautiful. I usually use it in the areas where I put concealer on, but earlier today, somebody was telling me in a video that they actually use this powder to set their entire face, which is crazy because it would go really fast, but it is so good. It's so blurring. And I will take like my Power Pocket Puff, you know, my Beauty Blender Power Pocket Puff, and I'll just start like, you know, setting the under eye. Then I do the areas where the concealer goes, you know, whatever. And then I do find myself kind of going out a little further, you know, for my pores and stuff because it's so blurring. It's so beautiful. If you haven't tried this, I highly recommend it. Next, I realized that I actually only have one indie brand. I guess two indie brands, but the next brand, one of my top favorite brands, which was really hard because they're like neck and neck with another indie brand. But if I had to choose one palette, one indie brand, she won by a hair. She really did, because the other brand is another top favorite of mine, but it's Adept Cosmetics, and it's the Heather Austin palette. I've said this over and over and over again, but I'm telling you, this girl Heather, She literally created this palette for me. The color story is perfection. The mattes blend beautifully. The shimmers are out of control. I love this. I feel like, I don't know, this was so expertly done. And I mean, wow, that's what you get when you work with a creator that truly knows makeup and what she likes, and you work with a brand that truly does eyeshadow expertly well. This is what you're gonna get. And this is my favorite palette. If I could only keep one indie palette, I'm not going to do that video and I'm not going to choose, but if I could only keep one indie palette, I do think it would be this one. All right, the next one is one that's new to me in 2022, but I can't get enough. I don't know. I feel like everybody needs this product. Everybody. And I'm talking about LYS. This is the bronzer stick. And oh my goodness, you guys, this is in the shade Harmony, No Limits Harmony. This is what the little contraption looks like, very similar to Hourglass. They have a stick foundation like this and a highlighter, I think. But there it is there. Looks kind of light, but it's not. It's perfect for my skin tone. And I have oily skin, and I had heard that it was really emollient, but honestly, like, it is very creamy when you're applying it, so that's great because it doesn't skip or anything. But once you put it there and it sets, it's not moving anywhere all day long. Doesn't matter if you have oily skin, doesn't matter if it's humid, it stays put. So, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I'm starting to blend it and it's not moving very good. Like, it gives you a little bit of time to work, but once you've worked it in, you're done. Step away, walk away. It's not going anywhere. I mean, it is just perfection. This formula is magic, and I just want to keep talking about it because it's so good, you guys. They're at Sephora, but it's almost like drugstore pricing because there's some drugstore brands now that are like really high in price. And I think this one's like $16 maybe. It's really well priced. There's 5 different shades, and they do a really good job of making sure that it's inclusive and that if you're really light, you can use it. If you're really deep, you can use it. It is a Black-owned beauty brand, so it's nice to see them be so inclusive because most of them are. Like, let's be honest, they understand the struggle, so they want to make sure that everybody has a chance to use their products, and I love them. I love their cream blushes too, but if I had to choose between the cream blush and the cream bronzer, like, this is such an easy choice. I love this so much. All right, let's talk about blush. Let's talk about blush. And again, another brand in this category. I've had the brand for a while, but in this category, that is a top staple for me now, and I need to start working on getting the other shades. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. What? I have the one in Warm Berry. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, if you were to ask me prior to this, like, what my favorite Gucci product was, I would have gone with the bronzer, of course. That's such a beautiful bronzer, but these blushes are magic. I just love it so much. Again, this is Warm Berry, the deepest shade. And I'm going to start getting, the shades little by little when the Sephora sale starts, but look at how pretty that is. It is just wonderful. Now, it's a powder formula. It's so long lasting. I like that because I have really long days at work and it just looks so gorgeous on the skin. It looks like silk, like very blurred and airbrushed in that area. And even though this is the deepest shade and it looks really good on deep skin tones, if I go in with a really light hand, it still works for me. And I love this tone of blush because I don't have it in my collection. But yeah, that's how enamored I am with it. During the Sephora sale, and the blush I'm wearing today is actually the RMS blush in French Rosé. This is another top favorite for me, but we're not talking about blushes. We're talking about brands, top brands. And to be fair, I only own this product from the brand, so I can't really pick this. So I'm picking the Gucci because it's gorgeous. All right, it looks like we just have 3 more brands here. So coming in at number 8, another indie brand. I would classify her as an indie brand. Lisa Eldridge, duh. I have a ton of her lip glosses, lipsticks, lip liners there, but I picked out my 2 favorite. And you know that they're a favorite shade because I have the corresponding lip liners to go with them. And it's her Velvet lipstick formula. It's my absolute favorite. I think it's so moussey. It looks so pretty on the lips. And I don't know, I just think it's perfection. So the 2 shades that I have here are Velvet Affair. And Velvet Affair, I mean, look at it. It's like halfway done. I use this so much. I just nicked it. Ugh. I use it so much. It's such a staple, beautiful, like mauve toned brown. Just nicked it really good. Ugh. So that's a swatch of the Velvet Affair. And then the next shade that I got, and one of my top favorites, I cannot live without this shade either. It's gonna be Velvet Cinnabar. And that's what that one looks there. It's like the perfect burnt orange for fall. I think that it just goes really well with my skin tone. And when I saw it, I was like, yes, yes, ma'am. I need to have it. I need to have it. So those are my two top shades there. But in general, the Velvet formula is just a beautiful, beautiful formula. I love it. She doesn't have a lot of products, but she has enough that I've tried that I can pick and say that the Velvet lipstick is my favorite. She does have foundation, highlighter, cream eyeshadows, cream blush, foundation, did I say that? And then eyeshadows, and I've tried most of that. So the Velvet formula is my favorite. Let me swatch the lip liners for you. Okay, so here are the lip liners, and you can tell like the small one is my Velvet Affair because I use it so much. I had to sharpen it some more. Look at how little it is. I need another one. So that's the lip liner that goes with the lipstick there. It's a little bit lighter, but it's so pretty. It's so creamy, but it's so long lasting, you guys. So I absolutely would recommend this formula, the lip liner, and the lipstick. And then here's Velvet Cinnabar. That's what that looks like there. That's a spot on. So, oh, I'm sorry. I actually swatched Muse for you. That's why it's a little pinker. Let me re-swatch that. So that's Cinnabar. And let me re-swatch the Velvet Affair lip liner. Okay, so we got the right lip liner. This is Velvet Affair. And apparently I love the Muse too, but these are the two that stand out. So this is Velvet Affair and the Velvet Affair lipstick, and then Cinnabar. Look at how pretty they are. It's just such a good formula, both the lipsticks and the lip liners, and they're my favorite. The next two products will be products that I use on my eyes, and I'll explain why they're so important to me and they're top brand favorites, because I had lash extensions for like 5 years, and then when I moved to Dallas, I couldn't find a lash tech to save my life. Like, everybody sucked so bad. I hate to say it that way, but I just was not impressed. And so I went back to using like my lash primer and seeing if I could restore my lashes. It took like 6 months, but and I love the lash primer I use, which is the Revitalash. But when it comes to makeup, one product that I just know makes such a difference, and even more than the luxury counterparts that I've used, because I've used the Lancome and the Dior one, and in my opinion, nothing comes close to this, and it's the Essence Volume Booster Lash Primer. It is so good and nourishing to your lashes, you guys. My lashes are longer than ever before, and I think that has to do with the Revitalash, but a little bit with this, because as soon as I started using this, it's like I could just tell how fortified my lashes were. They looked fuller, and then they're the perfect base coat for mascara. I just think it's so good. I have these, they're $4.99, and I have backups at all times just in case, because I have to have it. I've tried to go back to doing my mascara without this, and I just can't. It's so good. A few of you guys have tried it, and some have come back and said that they really like it, but for me it's a staple. And there's people that swear by the Dior primer. I don't find it to be as good as this. And maybe it's because I like my lashes to just be out there, you know, to just be out there. And the Dior is like more natural looking. So I love this lash primer. The last brand is also going to be an eye product, and it's going to be Ilia. I like Ilia. I think that it's such a nice brand, and it's the Limitless Lash Mascara. I love it. Once I learned how to use the brush that's in here, because one side of it has different bristles than the other, I just fell in love. I have to have it. I always layer another mascara on top of it for like that final boost in volume, and it's usually the Pat McGrath or the Charlotte Tilbury, but this one doesn't change. And in general, I love the brand. Like, I have a few other products. Like, there's this one here, the Ilia True Skin Serum Foundation. Lovely. I love it so much. There's other products that I've tried from the brand, but nothing stands out like this one. It's such a good mascara. If you're looking for a really easy one that you can just put on and go, that lengthens, it gives it volume, but most of my volume comes from the next mascara. But which is what I mentioned earlier. But this mascara is so, so good. I always have to have a backup of this one too. So those are my top 10 beauty brands. And I was so shocked because I was looking through the pile of stuff and I was like, wait, I didn't even pull out Natasha Denona, but it's not a favorite apparently. I mean, I love her eyeshadows, but like aside from the eyeshadows, I mean, I've tried the blushes, the highlighters, and lip products. Like they're okay, but they just don't stand out to me. I wanted to give you those top 10 brands that I know super like on autopilot. I don't even have to think about. I just pulled. So I hope that you guys enjoyed my list. Please go check out my friend Dr. Ash and her makeup. Her name is Ashley. She's so wonderful. She's so cute. You're gonna have a lot of fun over there. And tell her I said hello. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to go check me out on TikTok and Instagram. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.